This here is a workflow in KeeperHub. We have about 20 odd nodes, and it looks like a lot at first glance, but it's simply just actually looking at your Aave health score, or your Aave position, and then acting based on certain risks. So if you reach a risk where your health factor is at risk, then you will be notified. Beyond that, if it reaches a critical state, it will also then go ahead and auto repay your ETH debt. However, what I want to show is that you don't actually have to create these by manually adding each and every single node. Or worst case scenario, have to actually write a custom script to be able to do that you then have to maintain. I want to show you how you can actually just use plain language alongside your chosen AI agent or AI assistant to be able to actually have these created via a prompt. From a high level standpoint, this works by KeeperHub running an MCP server, which is basically just a standard that allows you to connect your AI agent to KeeperHub's external tools. And in that case, you will have access to all these triggers, the conditions, even the actions that you see here. So if I open this up, you can see all the different Web3 native actions that we have, including some code, math, system actions. All of that you will get access to so that you can simply prompt your engineer to actually have a use case or DeFi strategy created on your behalf. So I want to start by running through the documentation and showcasing how to get started with the MCP server so you can get that up and running based on the chosen, LM model that you're using or agent that you're using. And then afterwards, we'll go into some use cases and actually showcase how simple it is to prompt it to actually have them created. But let's start with actually the connection, and then we'll take it from there. Connecting to the KeeperHub MCP server only takes a couple of minutes, and it's the same idea no matter what you're running. You grab the KeeperHub MCP server details from here, which is on our docs.keeperhub.com. You'll be able to find all our documentation here. But you simply put, if you're on Claude, you'd paste in the KeeperHub MCP server URL from the docs, sign in and authenticate. And then now Claude will be able to see all of KeeperHub's tools. If you're on Claude Code, in the terminal, it's a single like Claude MCP add command with the same URL. If you're on the likes of Codex, Codex reads its MCP servers from its config. You can add a KeeperHub entry with the MCP endpoint URL and your access token, either by editing the actual config file yourself or with the Codex MCP add command. And restart it, and the tool should be available. Now, there's also several various different agent frameworks out there. LangChain, Crew AI, OpenClaw, Eliza OS, Hermes, yeah, the list goes on and on. They all speak MCP through a client. So you point the MCP client at KeeperHub's HTTP endpoint and pass your API key. Then you can register the tools, and then KeeperHub actually becomes part of its tool set. Quick heads up here, though, we're going to make that a lot easier for these agent frameworks. We've got an SDK coming with native integrations for all of these major frameworks, so LangChain, Hermes, OpenClaw, Crew AI, all the aforementioned ones. So that will make it a lot easier just to kind of get it up and running. So keep your eyes out for our documentation. By the time of this video releasing, we might actually have it live already. What I'll be doing today, I'm just going to keep it extremely simple. I'll be using a Claude instance, even just Claude Cowork for that matter, just to showcase again the ease of use of actually creating these. So I want to move into Claude now, and I'll actually show you how prompting it works and how easy it is to get these various use cases and DeFi strategies live in KeeperHub. Okay, I'm going to start super simple, and I will click this button here. Create a workflow that checks the Ethereum balance of my wallet on Ethereum every hour. And if it drops below 0.5 Ethereum, send me a Telegram alert. There we go. That looks good. I'm going to go ahead and press send. So while this builds, this is a super simple use case, and it's all about position awareness, and it's probably the lowest effort automation that you can make in Web3, but it's probably also one of the ones that is most useful. You can think about, wanting to monitor a gas wallet or a wallet getting drained or a treasury dipping under its operational floor. So, Now this workflow will ping you the moment, something crosses a line like or a threshold that you've set. And to be clear, these three that I'm going to show are just examples. Anything you can describe as a DeFi strategy, you can ask for, monitor it, automate it, or both. Okay, what I'm going to do here, well, let me just first of all say use a placeholder and use a placeholder. I'm going to go back and I'm going to get the other two in motion as well, so we don't have to wait for it to finish. Actually, this time I'm just going to paste it in. Now we're creating a workflow that checks my USDS balance in Ethereum, and if it's above 100 USDS, deposit into Sky Savings Vault. I'm going to press send. And the use case behind this is make sure that you actually put your idle stablecoins to work. So this will make sure that in this case, we put it into a Sky Savings Vault, but it could also be a Sky Rewards Vault instead. I've also created workflows that actually takes your staked yield and restakes it. That's also another potential workflow that you could look at. And we're going to let this one run as well and go back and get the final one into motion. Here we're looking at creating a workflow that monitors my Aave v3 health factor, similar to the one I showed at the start. This one just doesn't repay. It's a little bit more simple, but if it drops below 1.5, oh, it does actually repay, never mind. Repay 200 USDC of debt from my wallet to bring it back up. So again, if you borrow against a collateral on Aave, Morpho, or Compound, you live with, constant fear of getting liquidated. Maybe not constant, but there's a fear of getting liquidated. So like say a price, a price move pushes your health factor towards the threshold, and then liquidation costs, you collateral and a potential penalty. So with this, instead of watching it 24/7, you now have this set with your safety line, and when it reaches it, it defends the position. All right, I'm gonna just hop between the three chats here. All right, this workflow has been created. Let's see how this is getting along. It's just finding the correct tools, authenticating it, and we'll then make sure to push it live. But instead of waiting around, we're going to jump directly into KeeperHub and show you these different workflows now that they've actually been created. So let's go ahead and see them. So we're back in KeeperHub now, and we have the three workflows created. You can actually see them here listed as other workflows, as I haven't added them to any project. The first one here is the Ethereum balance checker. You can see it runs on a cron-based schedule, so hourly. And we can actually go ahead and also just attempt to run this one. So it says, you can see here that we don't have a Telegram connection. That is something you have to set up. Just link up your Telegram. But I should be able to still run it. And there we go. You can see, check the ETH balance. I'd be interested to actually see here, if we look false, I'm not below 0.5 on this wallet. So that's good. Now, if we go into the next one, that was the daily sort of USDS autosave of the stablecoins. And this set has been set to run daily at 9 a.m. Checks the USDS balance. You can see the properties here. Is the balance above 100? Then go ahead and approve SUSDS and deposit Sky Savings Vault. I'm going to run this. And I shouldn't, it will stop here. So you can see these two won't execute because I do not have 100 USDS on this wallet address. And what else do we have here? We have the Aave v3 health factor guard. Runs every 15 minutes. Check, and that's you can change that if you want. You can have it be every minute, every day, depending on how much sort of scrutiny or security you actually want in monitoring these workflows. If I run this, there we go. And obviously, again, I don't have right now I don't have any holdings on Aave, so that's why it's going to return false. If I actually look at it, health factor output false. Yeah, that's why it doesn't actually go ahead and repay any debt. So that looks good. Each and every one will also kind of get a bit of a description here. You can then decide, do you want to add it to a project or add a tag to it? You can also see that none of these are enabled. So by default, that's generally going to be the case. You don't want these to just automatically get enabled, and then, before you've just gone ahead and verified and made sure that you're happy with it. But once you're happy with it, you just click enable, and now it's actually going to start running every 15 minutes. So that's the whole idea. You describe the strategy, your agent builds it on KeeperHub, and then you have reliable on-chain execution like handled. And what I mean by that is we have, gas optimizations, we have MEV protection, we have retry, like simulation logic as well, back off logic as well if the network's extremely congested. All of that's in place to make sure that your strategy does land and doesn't just get stuck in like mempool. But yeah, these three examples, but it is whatever you can describe. Have a play at it. We do have a free plan as well that actually comes with 5,000 monthly executions. So we even also do some gas sponsorship, even on the free plan, but also, of course, on the pay plans. So you can actually do right executions from day one, even on the free plan, just to test it out. So you don't have any sort of bottlenecks to get up and running. I highly recommend that you also join our Discord community. It's a great source of inspiration for various different agentic workflows that can be implemented. Same goes also for our YouTube channel, but the rest of the community. I'm going to make sure that in the description I throw links to all these different areas that you can find like a source of inspiration, but more so also the docs page so that you can actually get your our MCP server connected up to your chosen agent. But either way, thank you for taking the time to listen to me, and I hope you have a great day.